There's a Bible verse that this earth has been given into the hands of the wicked. And then when you see what's happening to the planet, it is very, very much true. These folks have put this earth in a decline right along with their fall. And you see all the evidence around. I saw a satellite shot of Earth, all man made debris is floating around Earth's atmosphere. That's all man made. These folks don't care about this Earth. You know, if you really truly cared about this Earth, you would not have raped it the way that you did, all in the name of greed, all in the name of selfishness. Ladies and gentlemen, they have made the entire earth toxic. The water is toxic, the air is toxic. And look at all the stuff that's on this earth. Now, I want you to think about this. When you pick up ancient text, right, and you start reading it, did you ever read about landfills, them pushing garbage into the ocean? None of those things were done. None of those things were done. But they have generated so much garbage on this planet. They have to now filthy up the water and dig holes into the earth and throw the garbage there. It's disgusting. And just look at the quality of life on this earth. It has really seriously declined from the times of the ancients that were once on this earth. You got animals that have went extinct, and all of those extinctions are man-made. Whenever your meat-eating animals, whenever they hunt, they don't overhunt a herd. They just take exactly what they need to survive. But these folks that are running the planet now, they overdo everything. Everything is overdone. They got to overdo building all of these new communities out here, ripping out trees and displacing a lot of the animals that used to live in those wooded areas. They go overboard doing it. You got housing sitting in this country untouched and falling apart because of the housing bubble explosion that happened. You got communities with homes that have never been lived in, but they continue on ripping apart these wooded areas for the sake of money. And it's that mindset that has destroyed so many things on this planet. You can't get this planet better with the same people in charge of it. Just understand you can't do it. The same people that destroyed the earth, you expect them to put it back in good health. It's never, ever, ever going to happen because it's not within them to do it. They're having summits on climate change over things they caused. They are not the one to remedy the planet. In order for this planet to get better, you got to get rid of all the people that's running it now. They got to go. And put people in that are in tune with the planet, people that know how to become one with the planet. These folks don't know how to do that. Their greed will overshadow everything and nothing will get done. Earth is in a terrible state right now, probably the worst it's ever been in its history. Look at the things that are happening. This past summer, we went into heat waves that damn near spanned across the entire country. Now, I've seen heat waves before when I was growing up, but never as many as I see now. There are far more today than there were years ago. And the heat waves are global. You see places in Europe that has the same temperature as a place like Saudi Arabia. That was not happening years ago, but it's happening now. And now they're talking about doing something about it. How do you do that when you got a president, a sitting president that's telling you this stuff is not real? The earthquakes on the planet has stepped up. The tornadoes are more deadly. The hurricanes are more deadly. Look, we just saw a hurricane wipe out damn near all of an island. And then you had Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands back in 2017 get wiped out. They have never recovered. Never. But that is the magnitude of these storms now. In my area, we get these storms, these rainstorms that are monsters. Now, I've seen many rainstorms in my lifetime, but the ones that I see today have a lot more force behind them, and they're destructive. But these things are occurring all over the earth. So, how do you fix the earth? You can't. With the people in place right now, you are never going to see this earth heal. They are exactly what this earth don't need. Like I said, they've brought the earth in decline right along with them. So this came out today, November 28, 2019, Al Jazeera. Planet tipping towards global climate disaster, warns scientists. A study conducted in Australia argued that 9 tipping points could act like a row of dominoes for climate change. Now, America just walked away from their seat from the climate change summit. Other countries remained. America walked away because Trump says it's not real. And remember, they're saying these ice sheets that are melting, and that's another thing we heard about all summer long. The permafrost frost is thawing, and you got the ice sheets that are melting. And they said this is a very dangerous thing that's occurring on the earth. It's dangerous because many of these ice sheets hold plagues and diseases that have not been seen on this planet for hundreds of years. And with these ice sheets melting, you're now going to have more pandemics and diseases from the past coming back and wiping out populations. They hold all of those diseases. And we're going to see a comeback of a lot of these things. We're already seeing it. More than half of the tipping points that could lead to long term irreversible changes on Earth and threaten civilization have been activated, a study has warned. Remember, greed over humanity. Greed over humanity. That's the mentality of those that are running things today. Greed over humanity. The scientists, including Emeritus Professor Will Steffen from the Australian National University in Canberra, argue in an article published in the journal Nature that the 9 tipping points could act like a row of dominoes. In our view, the consideration of tipping points helps to define that we are in a climate emergency and strengthens this year's chorus of calls for urgent climate action, from school children to scientists, cities, and countries, the scientists said. Now, I also want you to think back on what happened in farming. They couldn't farm because many of the lands were flooded and waterlogged. So many of the seasons where they normally plant certain crops, they couldn't do it. And this is why Trump was trying to compensate, giving reparations to the farmers for their loss. Remember, all of the sea levels rose around the globe. And they're going to rise even more to the point where islands have already disappeared on this planet that was once visible on land. Those islands are now submerged underwater. As soon as one or two climate dominoes are knocked over, they push Earth towards others, Steffen said in a statement released by the university on Thursday to accompany the Nature article. We fear that it may become impossible to stop the whole row of dominoes from tumbling over, forming a cascade that could threaten the existence of human civilizations. Well, you would not have to fix something if you didn't destroy it in the first place. These folks that are on the soap can talking about this stuff, they destroyed it. They are the very ones that destroyed it. Irreversible sea levels. And ladies and gentlemen, we heard all summer long about the melting ice sheets, heat waves across Europe, heat waves in Iceland, in Greenland, and Antarctica, all had heat waves this past summer. When have you ever heard of these places having heat waves? And then we have the out of control Amazon rainforest fires, along with the fires that have never stopped over in Africa. You know, the Amazon is one of many different rainforests in different locations on this planet. Africa also has a rainforest. So, ladies and gentlemen, the melting of the ice sheets would lead to an irreversible sea level rise, which we already see. Approximately 10 meters, he added. Scientists called for urgent action to prevent the cascade by stronger action to reduce emissions beyond the 2015 Paris Agreement. Wouldn't be any agreement if these people did not destroy this planet in the first place. Again, you cannot put the people that destroyed the planet in charge of cleaning it up and really believe they are going to do an effective job. They're not. They're not. See, it's just like over in Africa, when they go for the resources, they rape the land. When you look at the ancient generations before, they took only what they needed, only what they need. They don't do that anymore. Wealth over humanity. We are rapidly running out of time to respond, the scientists said, despite most countries having signed the agreement to keep global warming well below 2 degrees Celsius. The world is on track for a rise of at least 3 decades. Sorry, three degrees. I'm looking at something else as I'm reading. 3 degrees Celsius, they said. Now, there's no stopping this, y'all. I just want you to know they can have all the summits they want on this earth, and it's not going to stop what's happening. Just understand that. Remember, they said the earth is heating up every single year. And I even did articles on parts of Africa that's going to soon become desert land because of the global warming going on. So I am not hopeful of anything changing on this earth until we have a full changing of the guards. Then there is no hope for things to become in a more healthy state on this planet. It can't be done any other way. Okay, that's like taking a convicted murderer on death row and making him in charge of all murder trials in America. That's the situation that we're in now. Y'all, please tell me what you think. Just expect to see a lot more natural disasters. We got the fires in California now. We got the cave fire, cave fire of all things, right? We got the cave fire going on. And this is not the only one. It's going to be more following. We're going to see the polar vortex come back in full swing across a big portion of the country, just like we did last year. All of this stuff is coming back. And each year it comes back stronger and stronger. This past winter, we barely got a break in between the negative temperatures that was hitting the Northeast and Midwest part of the country. We barely got a break. It was almost like we had maybe a few days of relief and then we went right back into it. Wait until these things start lingering around a lot longer. And even today, much of the country on the West Coast is under a bomb genesis of really bad weather. I was reading that there will be wind speeds in California 106 miles an hour. And even today, where I am, our wind is about 25 miles an hour. And I've been hearing this wind going since last night with wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour. We've had a lot of wind events this year, especially in the Northeast. And it's been very damaging out here. You always have some downed trees and limbs, and it has just really been bad. Like I said, every storm we had, especially over the summer, were treacherous. But y'all, please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.